Hey guys, it's Vanessa from Cake Style, and today I'm going to be trying the hottest trend on the internet right now, which is the mirror glaze cakes. It's not like anything that I've ever made before. It's definitely very pastry school, so I'm kind of nervous. I'm going to be pairing it with a delicious layered mousse cake. So all round, it's just lots and lots of new things to try. I hope that it turns out, and I hope that you guys like watching. Now I'm going to take my raspberries, pop them into a little blender and just puree them. Then put them into a saucepan, sprinkle on some gelatin, and then let it sit for 5 minutes before adding some sugar. Stir it on medium heat, and then I place it through a sieve in order to get rid of those seeds. Pop it into a cake pan lined with cling wrap and chill that. Now it's time to make our cake. So I've got a cake pan, I've got butter, sugar, 3 eggs, some self-raising flour, almond meal, vanilla and milk. I'm going to place the butter and sugar into a mixer and just churn them up until it's nice and fluffy. Add the eggs and then pop in all of the other ingredients. I want to mix this up until it's just combined and then beat for about 30 seconds on medium. Whack it into our cake pan and bake for around 25 minutes. I let those rest overnight, and now I'm going to add some gelatin to my water. I'm going to melt the white chocolate over some hot water. Once the water's boiling, you want to turn it off and just let the chocolate dissolve. Now warm up the gelatin until it's nice and dissolved. In a third saucepan, I'm going to heat up just half a cup of that cream. Pour the gelatin into it and give it a good stir. Now I'm going to take that and place it into the white chocolate. Keep stirring until it's dissolved, and I don't heat up the water any more than what it already was. Next, I'm going to get my springform pan ready and place some acetate around the edges. This helps the mousse to not stick. Now I'm going to take the other 2 cups of cream and beat it until it forms stiff peaks. I find this is much easier to do in a cold bowl. Now add half of that to our chocolate mix, give it a stir, and then add the other half. I'm going to start assembling the cake now. So I place down our almond cake, add some of our mousse, and just spread that out. Now take your raspberry puree and place that into the pan as well. Fill it with the rest of our mousse, and then I took a small angled spatula just to smooth out the top. I popped it into the fridge for an hour and then covered it and chilled for another 12. Now it's time for the mirror glaze, the best part. So I have some gelatin and water again. I also have some condensed milk, white chocolate, and I'm going to add that all together once the gelatin's set. Now I'm going to take some sugar, water and glucose, and I'm just going to combine that on low heat until the sugar dissolves. Now I'm going to turn up the heat to medium and get this mix to 103 degrees Celsius before pouring it over our chocolate. Let this stand for a couple of minutes, and then it's time to use our little handheld blender to churn all of this up. Make it nice and smooth. Add a little bit of white food coloring if you just want to make it a little bit more opaque. Once that's nice and smooth, I'm going to take some cling wrap and place it over the top all the way to the surface so that it doesn't create a film on top, and chill for at least half a day. So now we're ready to start assembling this cake. The first thing I need to do is get this mousse cake out of our pan. Take a spatula and just make sure it's all moving. Then loosen the hinge and remove that. And place it on the board. Now I'm going to take the cake and place it right into our tray with a cake pan underneath. Undo the acetate and then just start removing the acetate. Now taking my spatula, I'm just going to smooth the sides. Now that our glaze has been chilling for at least 12 hours, I'm going to go ahead and take out the Glad wrap. And I'm going to heat this up in the microwave at 50% for 20-second increments, stirring each time until it reaches somewhere between 32 and 35 degrees Celsius. Now I've made 2 batches because I'm a little bit worried that it's not going to be enough, and so I made up another little batch. So now what I'm going to do is take a little bit out to keep our white and a little bit for some yellow. And just mix that around. Now I'm going to add some pink. And now it's time to finally put the glaze onto the cake. Most nerve-wracking part, I promise you that this is going to be a little bit scary being the first time I've done this, but here goes. Now I'm going to take some of my yellow and some white, and then taking an angled spatula, I'm just going to smear it. Now I just want to wipe away the excess. And there you go, guys. That's my first attempt at making a mirror glaze cake. I really love checking out all of these online and getting lots of inspiration. It was definitely a huge learning experience and something that I have never tried before. I hope that you really liked watching. And now it's time to cut it up and eat some of this delicious mousse cake.